لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله.
So today we are going to go to 10 rules of success. No matter what time takes us, maybe it's 4 or 5, doesn't matter. We'll start from one by one. First, a bit of your comfort zone, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to make you a bit more comfortable because I believe it's good for you. For example, last week that we did the thing, the brother Abdulmalik, yeah, Malik and his that the volunteer in that street were hesitant. Why? But you were still hesitant when you come out. Why were you hesitant? You were shy. But you know everybody hate. Sister, you know, but maybe you school that, private school with and all that. That's one of the key things. In any new thing you want to do, the first time you do it is the first worst time you experience going to do. Any new thing you want to do, no matter if it is good or it's bad, you will to make you feel uncomfortable. You want to do something around. The first time to make you much more uncomfortable. You guys, I'm sure you know about the idea that talks about when you do something around the black spot that keeps going, and the more the black spot becomes, you start getting easier for you. And going back to the job lesson, that's what happens when you continue to do good things. For example, I emphasize patience a lot. That's good. When you try to practice patience, it gets easier. But when you don't, it's more difficult. And I give an example of how the places I know some of you, because I know a lot of you have not been interacting with one another, is your siblings. They are the easiest person to get on your nerves. You get on their nerve. But that is the best place to test proficiency, and that is making you grow. I told you guys that I am privileged to come from a very big family. And one thing I noticed that I like quickly was the fact that yesterday to work with people, I can't be fighting everything. It's going to cost me. My mind thinks that I'm just an only child. Their life is going to do a lot of things, and it's not even make you grow mentally. But when you have to work with your siblings, you have to share a room, you have to share, you have to, and you must be patient for it. That you do something to you. And those things that are building, at that time that's is uncomfortable. Healing is always uncomfortable, but the more you go into it, the more it gets easier. So I have a couple of boys, we are going to have two groups today, we are going to play the same game. We are going to put the older people on the spot. So the first rule you have to do, how to be a successful person is you must always make a commitment yourself. 2 words, discipline and motivation. I can talk to you now and get you wired up. Yes, I'm going to do something. I'm motivating. Motivation is never enough for you to be successful. Stop winning. And Allah lessons us in the story and class. So about the story of beloved prophet. The prophet for me was very constant in his dawah. Regardless of what he gets from who he's speaking to. How many years was the prophet in Mecca? 13 years. 13 years of just preaching to people. And he was cancelled. For the first 5 years, it's just maybe like 20 or something like that. You know the story of Prophet Noah. How many years was he preaching? No, 150 before he now decided that God, yes, they won't listen. I mean, please take care of them. But our beloved prophet, the final prophet, what did he do? When he got to Caliph, which was like, okay, I don't know what to do again. And the prophet was, and the Allah sent the girl to him. What did he do? He even prayed for the moon. And the prayer that he had that time, within a few years, was answered. The only good thing was, you must make a commitment and be disciplined towards it. There are going to be many times that you will not feel good. To show me anything that you have been successful at, then I will tell you that there are many times that it was very difficult. Sometimes it doesn't even show that you are making any progress. So for you to be a successful human being in anything, you must make a commitment to follow through. And that's why it's very, very important for you to choose wisely what you are going to do. especially when it comes to career, when it comes to actually growing. You must make a commitment and understand that motivation does not happen all the time. Motivation comes and goes. It is discipline that we want from here. That has always worked. And I keep going back. In this world, it might appear like don't go through that are making progress, that are getting the success from a school. It's because we are not as successful following our rules. Everybody saying it's going to be easy. In fact, but then it wasn't easy. You realize today that is the journey you go. I accept that never for them. But because of the cost that was laid on them, the growth that was happening to them, making them a better human being in terms of wanting to do more in this world, they're just doing it again on their outside. If you look at their history, it was serious suffering over and over again. When I was growing up, I don't know if you heard that before. I know a lot of you are they say, oh, GRE. You know how they say? They say that the child. They have never suffered before. What do you think he knows? So number one, you will make a commitment when you are deciding to something. I'm going to follow this route, even if I don't see progress. In business, every single business research has shown that it follows about 5 stages. Number one stage is called learn optimism. What do you understand by these 2 words? Learn optimism.
Yeah. You have to learn about
No. What does optimism mean? Okay. You are positive about something. Yes, it's going to work. Yes, I say, it's fish family that's doing it now. I can do it. Okay, because you see somebody that have done it. Oh, it is coding now that okay, I can do it because you see somebody that has done a job with it. Yes, that's the good thing. You are optimistic about that idea because you are saying that somebody is making progress. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is valley of despair. What is valley of despair? Oh. I didn't know you feel this called. Because the majority of us don't discuss the time that we are suffering, even the people that have made all this their own. That's stage 2, valley of despair. This is difficult. I don't understand. Whether it's coding, for example, now you get days that you're trying to compute something and you don't even get it. Oh, we have started the fish farming, for example, now I see okay, there's no progress. What's going on? This is they are not tired. What is going on now? It happens all the time. You know what normally happens? The majority of the people that does business, when they get to that point, they will now say, the fish farming are doing now. Oh, I've seen somebody doing self farming and they have made progress. They are going back to the point. Learn optimism. That's what majority of us do. That's why majority of business fail. That's why majority of people don't place on. But when you get to the valley of despair and you continue, you get to the stage called learn pessimism. I know many ways that it's not working out. So okay, we're not going to do it. So when you persevere on that, that is when you can now come back to you in success. The majority of people that, especially businesses, especially people who call entrepreneurs and all that, anybody that is successful has tried many things. It is only one few things that worked that me and you saw, and we're now okay. Yes, I said you want to do that, but it's always that process. So if you don't make a commitment to follow through, you get into the valley of despair and you come back to the valley of despair. Okay, yeah, I was doing it. Okay, okay, this whatever I take, you keep jumping on like this. That's number 1. When you make a decision, you must follow. Now, the commitment that these guys make is easier for you now. It's probably the one that everybody is doing around you. It's easy. For example, you want to pass your head, you want to get the best grades in university. Everybody is doing it around, right? And you know somebody that has done it before. So you are not actually feeling a lot of pain when you are going through that thing because everybody is doing it. But when you want to really be successful by yourself, it is a very lonely journey that you have to take by yourself. For any form of growth, if you want to learn to be much more patient in time now, don't think your siblings will be in the same level that you are. But that's why it's very important for you to be convinced in the beginning that okay, this thing that I'm committing to is very, very important and it's going to serve my future. So for you, anybody at any stage, what you should try to convince me, what you know that you are certain that is going to be valuable for you in the future. Learning how to communicate well is always going to be valuable. Learning how to do presentation is always going to be valuable. Whether you do a business or you work for somebody, whatever it is. Because when you want to build your communication skills, you have to realize that okay, you have to think more about the person you are talking to more than yourself. Before you can pass the message. You have to understand, okay, how will this person understand? And we all do that a lot. Even with our friends, with our siblings, with our parents. But transferring those skills to other places, that can bring success is what we should need to think about, which is always the okay, so let me see this. Number 2 is to say, be patient, persevere, right? And now remain steadfast. What does that tell you? Like I laugh in my ass. After that, you can be successful. And please don't let us make mistakes. It is in the most Allah taught us this. Wow. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah. And then ask what hasanah. What's the first one? Ask me them. That one. Goodness in this world. Before we now ask for the answer. But please help me about the surah that came before. That's yeah. You know the surah? Sorry, behind. What was it talking about? What does it mean? What was it? Eh? Allah is helping that even when they want this word, I'll give it to them. So the difference between us Muslims and them is not that they will not get this word or we will not get this word, but we will get something more, which is thereafter put in Jannah and you will be saved from hellfire. So being successful in this world is our birthright. Is what Allah has given that we got. And the blueprint is giving us. And the prophet, one of their hadith says that Ahabul Aqon. Who knows that? Ahabul Aqon. Allah Adwamuha. What does that mean? He's saying that the best of the things you can do is what is consistent. That is why Allah says in Surah Marriage, that summarizes many things for me. One ayah is saying like this, that says that we get to react many things before we make too much. Before we react many things. Okay, when something touches wrong. Okay, when bad stuff happens. Oh, why do you touch? Oh, yes, I did it for myself. Allah now put it close. Except the people who pray. That's your antidote for you not to behave like that. What's the first thing after that? They are immune, the same word. And one more after immune is the same word. They are consistent in their prayer. Allah is using the same word now. Consistency. You've seen it in the hadith. And we've seen how Allah promised us that, okay, be patient too. And remain steadfast. Perhaps the use is successful. Alright, so this one, we need number 2. The rule here is it's always going to be resistance for you to stop. Who can tell me the meaning of inertia? Very good. Inertia. INTRTIA. State of rest. Okay. Inertia is state of rest. So when the object is moving, we need a higher force to stop it. When an object is at rest, we need a bigger force to move it. So movement creates momentum. I always go back to the Quran. The moment you continue to do it, you continue to see that your talent building. A car has broken down, and you see that there's no help. You have to. You are the expressway, and maybe one car will come every minute for you to do. You have two options. One option is you lock the car, then you start waving to any car that goes around. What does that mean? You are telling the world, I am helpless, help me. Now they are giving the power to that person who can now choose. Okay, I'm going to help you, but this is how I'm going to help you. On the best chance, it's even difficult today now when your car gets spoiled like that. Nobody will wait for you now because a lot of people use that for many commitment and things. But you can, let's assume that goes this flat. You can get up, go pull up the space and start pushing the car itself. It was difficult to manage it of pushing the car. When the car starts pushing, you're just maintaining with all that. You just you might not notice when you're watching the video, when you're making it 10 years ago, you don't know when you're in it now. Because you get a lot of posts. At that time, how should we Google for they say the average when you in the school, they say the average reader when you claim that you're learners, the average reader is 400 words per minute. Majority of us don't know. But in the beginning, anywhere like primary or primary 5, I can read 6 words per minute. By the time you get to maybe year 3, you see that okay, it has come to 80, right? Just because my practice over. But at that time, you might not even know that you're faster because that's just comes normal. But it's just because you have done a lot of work over time. And it goes to even any form of language. For example, you want to learn language. If you want to learn language now, the best way to do it is to go to many speech learning. You can learn a language in class for 5 years. That's why somebody like me now have gone through almost like you have a terminal, so I have a fair understanding of when I think I can understand, even without everybody telling me. But I can't speak now. It's not because I don't have the vocabulary, but because I am not trained my brain enough to bring it out the way English is important like this. All of us sisters want to speak like this, and that's why some of you now finding it to speak the language. Why? Your brain is speaking it because you don't practice it. That's all. They speak it to you, you understand them people. But come to speak, yes, when you speak to you, you get confident speaking, but you realize that it doesn't feel like what you want to do anymore. You prefer to speak English, even to yourself. Why? It's because you have done that many times, and then you are in your comfort zone now. But when you want to speak another language, you are not in your comfort zone. It goes back to the first part, which is always the beginning is always difficult. And when you are started moving like that, please don't slow down. Movement creates momentum. Whether it is coding or it is patience, you must practice. You must practice any new skill. And you must do it in one month. So when you want to practice patience, you practice 3 months. But if you want to practice patience, in fact, one of the benefits of actually rearing animal is teaches you patience too. Or farming. Those ones are very spiritual benefits in rearing animals for doing farm. Because through their behalf of patience, you have tend the animals and it's not responsible when man is will. So you have to take a lot of care, give them a lot of care before they can grow and can have the care to grow. But whatever can handle, whether you want to have a dog, you are just going to animals, or even a cat, or you are doing livestock. You must make sure you take care of them and use patience. So you must always practice. Allah says in the Quran, Inna Allah kataba al-iman ala kulli shay'in. Oh, sorry, that's another. Allah has prescribed excellence in all things. So when you have finished your task, then stand up and turn to the Lord. You must always put the effort in it. So excellence comes to there's no point, like I said, there's nothing that big as doing that in over again. Situation. Anyone in the business is that, see, if anybody that you see that doing business that is successful for long, not just money is done that, is because they have tried to practice how to do this thing. If you want to increase your patience, you have tried to be patient and you have actually had it. We read, in fact, sometimes you try to work with somebody that's difficult and you will be smiling when you make because you know that, yeah, this discomfort is actually for your growth. It's not for the person's support. The person is actually doing it, but when you see some people doing something back to you, sometimes it's actually for you, for Allah. Because Allah expects to give you best to you, because nobody grows without going through this form of pain. So practice is very, very important, and you must do it consistently after you have made the commitment. All right, so let's go to the next one.
إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله